Look at this, guys. The new Traxxas Raptor-R. This thing looks really exciting. It's a 4x4 and it does 60 miles an hour. Pro scale licensed Ford Raptor body. Bigger BF Goodrich KO2 tires. TQI radio with TSM and Millennium power system. This truck has a long wheelbase. It's gonna be available in red or metallic blue. I'll have links for them in the video description below. I tore this beast out of the box and it looks like Traxxas has done it again. They filled another void in the RC world where we needed a performance truck with a more scale looking body. We've seen a ton of scale crawlers for them, but now it's moving over into a more refined basher world. It's based off the proven slash 4x4 platform, and I'm super excited about this because this looks like a truck that I've actually been waiting for. Something that I could just take to a dirt lot and rip up and down watching dirt fly. And I can't wait to head out to do that. But first up, we're gonna go over this truck, starting off with the licensed Ford Raptor body. Did you guys notice anything? There's no body clips on this basher truck. It's a scale off-roader with no body clips. They've used their clipless body system. Go and put your hands into the fender wells. You find the tabs, you pop them up, and you can take the body off. That's absolutely awesome. The lines on this are very cool, and they made it fit the slash 4x4. There's a little bit of bulge on the side because we got the Nerf wings here, but I think they made it work, especially with some of the details that they have on this. Starting off with the front grille, this is a full molded front grille like we were seeing on their other pro scale vehicles. Since this is in the pro scale line, they had to give us something special. I love the way this grille looks with the Ford emblem, the Raptor emblem in there, and then the headlights. They've got chrome buckets with decals around it and the clear lens, and you could actually go and put LED lights in it later. I'm gonna guess that they're gonna have a pro scale lighting kit for it, which will just make it even sicker. There are LED lights in it to begin with, actually down in the front bumper, and it's really well detailed like a Ford Raptor bumper. Then you get up to the hood area and you got this really cool cowl setup. Even has little Raptor emblems on each side, and this is actually part of the body mounting system, and I just love how they integrate that in. It does have decal windows. There are nice molded side mirrors, and then let's spin this around to the back where they got a full molded tailgate panel and molded lights. There are actually decals over the lights, and then this very cool rear bumper that mounts in a similar fashion to a slash 4x4 bumper. And you can see it's got a trailer hitch in it. For the rear body mounts, they have these plastic plates in the bed, and you don't really notice it that much. So looks wise, this thing is pretty awesome. Now let's pop the body off. There's all the molded components for the body clips. Let's check out this chassis. And some of this, actually a lot of this stuff is gonna look familiar, but we haven't seen it all together actually. So let's start off with the chassis. It's a very slash 4x4 like chassis. However, there's a much longer wheelbase on this truck now. It's got a 12.8 inch wheelbase, and that's gonna help with the stability. Similar to other Traxxas 4x4 chassis, you got the honeycomb bracing, Nerf bars on the side, and then the steering's mounted down below. It's got the dual crank servo saver set up. Let me flip this over so you guys can see the bottom. There's the lower skid plates, and there's that front bumper. That's what I wanted to talk to you guys about. Look at that. It spans all the way from the front down to the skid area. So you got all of this to have a really cool look like a scaled truck, but also to help protect the front end, glide over whatever you're driving on. The suspension on this looks very slash-like. However, it is the extreme heavy duty suspension setup. So we've got the heavy duty shock towers in the front and in the rear, the heavy duty arms, the heavy duty caster blocks, the heavy duty steering knuckles. These things just look solid. And a lot of people have picked up that heavy duty kit to install on their trucks that are bashing hard, but this truck comes with its stock. It's in this dark gray color. What I also like about this is it has the adjustable tie rods for the camber and the steering toe links. And in the rear as well, they have the adjustable tie rods. It's got the heavy duty arms in the rear, the heavy duty outer hubs. These look like they could take a lot of abuse. It has the standard shocks that we've seen before. They've got the updated caps. It's actually not updated anymore. They've been using them for a long time, but they're oil-filled shocks. And look at that, nice plush suspension travel. So since it's based on the slash 4x4, it has the driveline components in it. It's got the sealed diffs front and rear with the metal ring and pinion, metal internals, ball bearings, but then we have the heavy duty max drive shafts out to the wheels. And now they use a metal hex to go into the wheel versus the plastic hexes that you see on a lot of slash 4x4s or the Haas. Aluminum drive shaft in the center, the spline shafts on the output are the metal ones, the RevoSpec slipper clutch, aluminum motor plate, and again, the gear differential out back with the heavy duty drive shaft. So the thing is built up. This thing's gonna be doing 60 with the 3S and the optional pinion gear that's included with the kit, so it's gotta be bulky. bulked up. And like we've seen on their other brushless models, it's got the Millennium power system, the VXL 3S 3500 Millennium motor, and then a 2075 steering servo. This thing is equipped with TSM, so it's got a TSM receiver inside the waterproof receiver box. The electronics are waterproof. Now finally, check out these wheels and tires. They're a bit oversized than a standard slash tire, slash 4x4 tire. They're the BF Goodrich KO2 tread style. These feel pretty firm. Again, it's gonna be doing 60 miles an hour, so I'd actually rather have a firmer tread. With these black chrome wheels, absolutely love the look of that. The body mounts look pretty tall in the front on this, not so bad in the rear, but they make mounting the body so easy. You just gotta drop it on, it basically centers itself and it snaps in place. Absolutely awesome. Now guys, we need to see this thing hit the dirt. Here we go, guys. My first run with the Raptor-R. Let's start off with a little high-speed pass here. Look at that thing motor. It's got some speed to it. It's on the 3S pack right now, stock gearing. Look at that thing. That says Raptor all over it. Just some speed, power. Let's do some power slides here, kick up some dirt. Look at that. That's what I'm talking about. That looks so cool. Just like you see the real trucks doing the commercials and stuff, just dirt sliding off the side of the tires. Yeah. I've got the TSM partially engaged. The way it comes from the factory, I'd actually turn it down just to try it out. And when you do, the rear end actually gets really loose, almost to the point where you probably want to do a little suspension tuning if you want to run it without the TSM. But you dial it up just a little bit and look how smooth it drives. You know what we have to do now? We got to get some jumps in. Here we go. Oh, man, it pulled it right out. That's awesome. I wasn't sure how stable it was going to be. I mean, I thought it was going to be stable with the longer chassis, but I was a little worried about the width. But man, I think they nailed it. Oh, major hit to that front bumper. Here we go, guys. Oh man, that is awesome. Roll into it. Yeah, major air. And you know what? The body doesn't really seem to be kiting like a short course truck does. All right, guys, I'm out for another round of packs, and this is what I absolutely love doing with this truck, blasting through the dirt. Look at that thing. Just dust coming off the side of it, out the back. It just looks so cool. It's got some punch. Watch this out of the hole. Yeah. Those tires don't grow too much. I could see it just under the body. They expand a little bit, but you still have plenty of traction. Man, Traxxas really nailed it with this truck. This might be the new go-to truck for people looking to get into a Traxxas model, or for Traxxas fans that are looking for a really tough basher. This thing is fast, it handles well, and it looks really cool. So far, I've got 2 test sessions in on it, and I had a blast ripping this thing through the dirt, just like I thought. That was my favorite part, just blasting through loose stuff and watching dirt fly off the sides. It just really shows how much power this thing has. On 3S, it is quick. And a lot of that power is actually managed with the TSM. I had the TSM off for a little bit and I didn't like the feel of the truck. The rear end was just all over the place in my opinion. And it looked like a little bit of chassis roll, but I think just the power gets the rear end loose and you wanna have a little bit of TSM dialed in, just like from the factory, maybe even add a touch more. And that's where the fun really starts to happen with this truck. It's got plenty of steering from the factory. It handles really well. There was jumps where I was surprised that this thing landed on all 4 wheels. That TSM actually kicked in once again, helped pull this truck out of some bad landings, and just made for a really fun experience overall. The truck is tough. I did take some hard tumbles with it, came down on the side. I thought I was gonna like break a wheel or maybe a hub or something. This truck just took the hits. So overall, I like the longer wheelbase. I think it helps with the handling, and I think anybody can really enjoy it. This setup has the trainer mode, so you can dial it down and have it at 50% throttle and really grow into this truck. Maybe start off with a 2S pack before you go to a 3S pack. That's if you're getting into the hobby. But if you're already established in the hobby, I know you're gonna throw a 3S pack right in there and you're gonna love the speed and the capability of this truck. Now I took a look over the truck and the bottom is pretty beat up from running through the rocky parking lot. Some little rocks even got into the tunnel. One thing I wish Traxxas did when redesigning this was adding like a felt gasket in that tunnel so no dirt and debris gets down and scores your nice aluminum drive shaft in there. But you just watch that maintenance wise, pull the cap off and dust that out if necessary. The body's probably got to take the brunt of whatever bashing that you're doing, and that's one concern I have. And so far it doesn't look too bad. There is a little crinkled in the top of the bed and in the rear tailgate section from when I landed on the back corner. That's something that just happens with a full body truck. The little areas get crinkled, but so far it's not too bad. I would like to suggest that you put some decals or maybe some tape on the inside of the body where the Nerf bars are, because the paint is already getting rubbed away and now you can kind of see these wear marks on the side, so just add a decal to it. One negative I have for this thing, I really think they should have had cooling fans on this truck, both for the ESC and the motor. Out of my 2 test sessions, I brought a bunch of battery packs with me, and on both, I thermaled the truck and I had to wait. And I did have to wait between runs because I noticed the motor was a bit hot. It was an 89-degree day out, so that was a contributing factor, but I really think they should have had cooling fans on this truck, and that would have just set it over the top. They do have it as an option, and I would suggest getting it if you pick up one of these trucks. The Raptor-R is a solid, tough truck. I think anyone wheeling it is going to love it.